Morning at Arizona State University. Some students worry about waking up on time making it to class. Others don't. Most, though, really only care about one thing: their coffee. No one really seems to be thinking about money. It's just too damn early. Yet of all the things to be concerned with at ASU, money might be number one.
ASU does not receive every penny that it gets from tuition. Now there's not a lot of money that is being given to the universities. The state legislature has continually cut back on what they gave state legislatures. So the new presidents in the universities have decided to seek out private donations.
Ed cares about ASU, and not only because he's paid to. Ed's actually on his way to earning a PhD from ASU and has attended the school since 1998.
I've been a student of ASU and I'm a current student. I was at undergrad at ASU. I got my bachelor's in Chinese and political science from 96 to 2000. I got my master's from 2001 to 2003, 2004 year in master's in counseling and psychology. And that's what my profession currently is. And right now I'm a doctorate student in the School of Justice and Social Inquiry, studying issues of ecological and indigenous justice.
What scares Ed these days about ASU? The school's running out of money. The problem here, though, begins with the solution.
Corporatization is when a private interest gives money to a public research group, which is what a university is, and pretends to not expect anything in return.
Megan is an alumna of the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism, and just like Ed, she worries about ASU's future.
I think it's always dangerous when any entity, but especially one that has a public trust, like a university is part of the public trust, when they start depending too much on any one person or any one corporation or anyone, anything, it can be dangerous for the educational values of that school and for the educational environment. I was a student there from 2001 until 2006. While I was there, I was the editor of State Press magazine, which is part of the State Press, but it was something that came out only every Thursday and was kind of modeled after the New Times, kind of covering arts and entertainment and then also going more in depth on stories that the daily paper didn't have time to focus on.
While Ed has become a rather substantial individual after his time at ASU, Megan's name and controversy were well publicized even as a student.
One of my writers wanted to do a story about body modification. It was an interesting look at a subculture, and a subculture that is actually really big in Tempe, which is where ASU is. And that was the point of State Press magazine, to tell stories about subcultures and things that are totally crazy that most students don't have access to in their everyday social circles. Some of it got pretty graphic, and actually the story itself I was much more worried about than the art that we ran with it, because the story really did get pretty graphic. The shot that we wound up ultimately running on the cover I thought was really compelling and totally put it out there that this is what this community was doing. The issue comes out and nothing happened. Like, I didn't get any angry letters. The administration didn't contact me, didn't contact our editor-in-chief, didn't contact our director of student media. We didn't hear anything about it.
Dr. Crow was not happy about the publishing of the risque article, because according to Megan, only after receiving a call from a certain Board of Regents member did President Crow take any action.
We found out that actually, yes, we were in quite a bit of trouble. The administration was furious over this. Michael Crow was pissed about this. He didn't understand how it could happen. He didn't understand how a photograph like this could be printed. It all related back to a donor to the university whose name is Ira Fulton.
If you live in Arizona, you've heard of Ira Fulton and his business Fulton Homes. If you attend ASU, though, you've heard the name Fulton used at least 3 times.
It's annoying that everything at ASU is the Fulton this and the Fulton that.
According to the Arizona Republic, Ira Fulton has donated $170 million to ASU. He has 2 buildings named for him and one named after his wife, Mary Lou. Ira is an honorary member of the Arizona Board of Regents and has enough power at ASU, at least in Megan's experience, to shut down the school's newspaper.
I knew that he was manipulating what was happening at the paper, and he wanted to have a discussion with us about it. But the basic gist of the meeting was they wanted us to apologize They wanted us to promise never to do anything like this again. They wanted us to submit a list of editorial guidelines which would be approved by the president's office, and they were talking about shutting us down. It's supposed to be a free and safe environment for creativity and for learning. It's not supposed to be something that's in the pocket of its biggest donator, which in the case of ASU is Ira Fulton.